So we had to overcome the inertia, the gurus also, and the shishyas and the participants. We had to complement each other. That's why the such type of conferences, etc., will motivate ourselves to set the bigger target and involve more number of people, maybe the new population, for our group to expand the yoga family. So this is the my idea of seeing the any event on yoga. Always I put some innovative ideas, taking the things which are already there way forward, and the new things, and new people will join and listen to them patiently and inculcate or incorporate their ideas, because nowadays youngsters are very tremendous ideas, and be open for that, so that yoga has taken a new dimension in the last more than 7 to 8 years. It has become a global phenomenon. Earlier, when I was a student and we follow strictly 1.5 hour practice one by one, nowadays everybody is talking about yoga. Even 1 or 2 months they practice yoga, start teaching yoga. In this scenario, we need to sensitize to maintain the quality of our teaching. So fourth dimension is such type of conferences, the experts' view, are helping us to, yes, anyhow we are practicing, but there is no time bound or age bar for upgrading and improving our quality of practice. Therefore, this is the fourth dimension I am seeing in this conference. The fifth dimension, I am seeing that this is one point where we can meet. Many times we don't get the time to see each other. You can see Swamiji, he can see me, and all others. Our DG sir is there, and all our yoga family to meet. And this meeting will create a positive energy. So this is the one thing always we maintain. So therefore, this is the one thing I'm saying, always the conferences, seminars, nowadays it's not a physical meeting, a lot of scope for us to overcome our differences. And because in yoga, Swamiji will agree with, so we say union, but we are not agreeing many things, because we have following various schools of yoga. And in yoga also, there is no uniformity in teaching every school, but everybody agrees once the path may be different, the goal is the same. So to understand each other, there's such type of meetings and such type of physical meetings or online meetings frequently to exchange our views. So where we can join, we can go together. Where we cannot agree, we can have a difference, maintain the distance, but not oppose and destructive way, so that the objective of our mission shall not be failed. These are the 5 important dimensions where Swamiji, we all together do it with the Ministry of Ayush, with the Ministry of External Affairs, and in MDNIY, we listen to his always satsangas are very great in the evening in the National Yoga Week. So these are the things I would like to mention. Now, my view on the yoga. So there are several aspects of yoga, but first of all, I take always 5 things if you want to practice. So you begin whatever, the fitness or wellness or therapy, something you start doing yoga for 5 minutes, 10 minutes as a capsule or 20 minutes. You begin something, whatever the mode. I seen that some people are just casually, I also started in my childhood just practicing difficult asanas, seeing others. But later on, it helped me to improve my personality, overcome my many of the disease conditions. Like this, the dimensions of yoga, as and when you go on practicing, and
I think we can't hear Ishwar Basavari ji. There is some network issue. Well, we would like to thank him for joining us and for remembering those beautiful days from my student life as well, since as Gurudev always say, a lot of water has flown from River Ganga since then, and we all have achieved so many milestones since past 17 years. But it was really good to have him at this conference. I still remember recently I was invited at one of the very popular program at Sunset TV, Diplomatic Dispatch. And Vikas Swarupji, one of a very eminent former diplomat, he asked me this question in that program. Acharya what do you think? What is the objective behind having yoga at UN? So I said the objective is very clear. Objective is to give United Nations. Objective is to give United Nations its true meaning, because the word yog means to unite, and taking yog to United Nations, our Honorable Prime Minister has given a new meaning, right meaning to United Nations, because today when people are scattered, when nations are scattered, when individuals are scattered, we need a science to synthesize, and that science of synthesizing is yoga. I'm again thankful to Basav Reddy ji for joining us. Mokshaitan has worked immensely in promotion and propagation of Indian culture and also runs a college of performing arts where youngsters are trained in Indian classical music and dance and yoga. And the repertory of this culture wing of Mokshaitan Yoga Sansthan, named as Bharat College of Performing Arts, has performed widely at different corners of the world. Now, Mokshaitan has worked tirelessly in preserving the temple traditions of the classical dance of India. We are extremely honored to have among us a true Sanskritic Doot, Honorable Director General of ICCR, Shri Kumar Tuhinji. I am really thankful to Kumar Tuhinji for accepting our invitation and for joining us at the inauguration of this global yoga conference. Kumar Tuhinji is a senior diplomat and has served as the ambassador of India to Hungary and Namibia. I have personally witnessed uh, not just his love and devotion for yoga, but also the impact of yoga in his life and in everything he do. So I would like to thank Kumar Tuhinji for joining us, and I request him to kindly say a few words.
Respected Gurudev Swami Dr. Bharat Bhushan ji, President of Mukshaitan Yog Sansthan, Secretary Ayush, Shri Vaidya Rajesh Kotecha ji, Director of Morarji Desai National Institute of Yoga, Shri Ishwar Basavari ji, Director of the Institute, Acharya Pratishtha ji, distinguished guests, speakers, yoga gurus from different countries, and yoga lovers who are joining this event today. My humble namaste to you all. As the Director General of Indian Council of Cultural Relations, which has been tasked with promoting cultural exchanges with other countries and also to promote our culture and our heritage abroad and with other countries. I am extremely pleased to join this event today, and I welcome all the guests who are with us from different parts of the world, joining this Global Yoga Conference 2022, which is organized by Mokshaitan Yoga Sansthan, which is one of the leading yoga institutes of India and has its series of followers in many countries worldwide through its Bharat Yoga campaign, and which has been tirelessly working to protect and preserve the traditional and the classical form of yoga. Now, we are all aware that during the last few years, the whole world has seen unprecedented challenges, and these challenges have severely impacted our health, both physical and emotional, and our well-being. So, I need not mention here that the message of yoga and the positive role that it brings in bringing to us the holistic health and in connecting us with ourselves, with our mind, and with everything around us is so, so important. Yoga and yoga is not only, therefore, India's one of the most well-recognized soft power tools. It is also one of the most loved cultural heritage of India, recognized outside. As has been mentioned earlier, it is not only confined to just some body postures and movements or respiratory practices, but when seen in totality, it is actually the best way perhaps to bring the entire world to a sense of togetherness. And as Acharya ji was mentioning just now, that this is one of the things that can really give the true meaning to United Nations. It was also mentioned that the Bhushan has been involved in promoting Indian classical dance and music also through its College of Music and Dance and Culture. And since this is also one of the main tasks of ICCR, therefore our links and our cooperation and our ties with Moksha has been long. I have been very happy to hear that the Moksha Yoga Sansthan has now entered into its golden jubilee of establishment under the leadership of Gurudev Swami, Dr. Bharat Bhushan ji, who again I would like to thank personally for his consistent support and cooperation with ICCR, and his experience, his wisdom, and his guidance has also strengthened our mission in ICCR in taking many of these things abroad. Now, I was mentioning about how yoga has been our one of the most recognized tools, and I have myself served abroad in some Indian missions, many Indian missions, but the last few years I have been directly involved in organizing International Day of Yoga, and I have personally seen how important this has been actually in bringing not only the people of that country, of that city together at that one place, but also in that sense bringing them together with other countries, with India, with other people who are performing yoga in different parts of the world. And that way this feeling has truly been I think, mesmerizing, which gives us a sense that I am not only from this particular city and country, but in that moment, in that sense, we are united worldwide. Through this global conference and other yoga activities worldwide, which are being dedicated to an International Day of Yoga, I think all of us and the entire world has got this opportunity of coming closer, living better, and also in many ways addressing in deeper ways some of those very profound and complex issues that are confronting global trust and the humanity. Therefore, in this background, I am sure that this Global Yoga Conference will come forward with many important and productive outcomes and suggestions, and that will help us address some of these issues. ICCR had supported this global event of Moksha Yoga Sansthan last year as well, and therefore I'm extremely happy to see the feedback from across the world that has motivated us to join and join hands with you all this year as well. I am again very privileged to give a message at this occasion of unity and universal brotherhood, which our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji has been giving to us through various fora, various platforms, and in fact, his personal leadership in taking yoga to the world and to, in many ways, restoring the rightful place and retrieving this heritage for us has been really phenomenal. So I once again convey my deep gratitude to him, to Mokshayatan Yog Sansthan, to the organizers, to all of you, and my personal gratitude to you for giving me this opportunity to come and speak to you, and my best wishes for complete success of this conference. Thank you very much, and namaste.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Kumar Tuhinji, for such words of wisdom. I would say you have summed up the message of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam and Yatra Vishwam Bhavatek Nidam, the universal brotherhood, in very beautiful words. As mentioned, yoga is not just a mere set of physical exercises, but a lifestyle that touches all the levels of human life. And it is also a beautiful tool of soft diplomacy, and that is clearly visible through the different initiatives of ICCR. I thank you once again for being a part of this Global Yoga Conference, and not just for joining hands, but heads and hearts also. And I'm sure we will be getting the support of ICCR in the coming years as well, like every year. Thank you so much. Now, Mokshayatan Yog Sansthan is an institute of not just teaching yoga, but is also a research institute which has healed millions of people worldwide through the science of yoga, and has also trained thousands of yoga teachers. We are extremely thankful to Honorable Secretary of Ayush for accepting our invitation. I request Vaidya Rajesh Kotecha ji, who himself is a decorated Ayurveda expert and has been honored with Padma Shri for his contributions in the field of Ayurveda, to kindly deliver his message.
नमस्कार। स्वामी जी पूजनीय भारत भूषण जी को सादर प्रणाम। मोक्षायतन योग संस्थान स्वामी श्री पद्मश्री डॉक्टर भारत भूषण जी के संरक्षण में योग में प्रचार, प्रसार, शिक्षण और अनुसंधान के लिए विश्वविख्यात है। विज्ञान और भारतीय संस्कृति के क्षेत्र में मोक्षायतन योग संस्थान अपनी उच्च परंपरा को बरकरार रखते हुए इस वर्ष भी अंतर्राष्ट्रीय योग दिवस पर विशेष कार्यक्रम के रूप में ग्लोबल योग कॉन्फ्रेंस का आयोजन कर रहा है। इस कॉन्फ्रेंस में मॉरिशस, दक्षिण अफ्रीका, ऑस्ट्रिया, जापान, कनाडा, वियतनाम, ताइवान, यूएसए आदि बहुत सारे देशों से विशेषज्ञ इसके अंदर पार्टिसिपेट कर रहे हैं। और मैं इस ग्लोबल योग कॉन्फ्रेंस को इस वीडियो के माध्यम से आप सबको पार्टिसिपेंट्स को शुभकामनाएं प्रस्तुत कर रहा हूं, आपका स्वागत कर रहा हूं। इस अंतर्राष्ट्रीय योग दिवस पर विभिन्न देशों के प्रख्यात योग गुरुओं एवं वक्ताओं का मार्गदर्शन आम नागरिकों के लिए बहुत विशेष महत्व रखता है, क्योंकि ये जो अपना जो प्राचीन भारतीय स्वास्थ्य चिकित्सा पद्धति आयुर्वेद और योग है, उसको प्रचार प्रसार ये उसको लोगों तक पहुंचाने के लिए अंतर्राष्ट्रीय योग दिवस एक बहुत महत्वपूर्ण माध्यम है। और उस माध्यम के द्वारा पूरे विश्व में बहुत सारे कार्यक्रम हो रहे हैं। और इस वर्ष भारत सरकार के आयुष मंत्रालय ने और बहुत सारी सब संस्थाएं जैसे मोक्षायतन योग संस्थान है, सबने मिलकर के संकल्प लिया है कि 25 करोड़ से ज़्यादा लोगों का पार्टिसिपेशन इस योग दिवस पर हो। इस वर्ष की योग दिवस की जो थीम है ये मानवता के लिए योग फॉर ह्यूमैनिटी वो है। और हम सब मानवता के लिए योग के हम तो भारतीय संस्कृति के लोग हैं, हमें जानते हैं वसुदेव कुटुंबकम हमारे संस्कृति में एक संस्कृति का एक पार्ट है, हम पूरे विश्व को कहते हैं। तो मानवता के योग एक बहुत एप्ट ये एक प्रकार की थीम है। और उस थीम को इस योग दिवस पर हम सब मिलकर के बहुत बड़े स्तर पर प्रसारित कर रहे हैं ताकि योग घर घर में पहुंचे। अंतर्राष्ट्रीय योग दिवस में अनेक चीज़ें प्रथम बार देखने को मिल रही इस बार 2022 में। जैसे एक गार्जियन रिंग, योग गार्जियन रिंग नाम करके एक योग का रिले कार्यक्रम हम कर रहे हैं अंतर्राष्ट्रीय योग दिवस का। जैसे 79 देश और एक यूएन मिशन 80 स्थानों पर इसका एक साथ सूर्योदय के समय सेलिब्रेशन होगा। और ये सुबह 3 भारत के समय के अनुसार सुबह 3 बजे से रात्रि को 10 बजे तक उसको हम कर रहे हैं। उसका दूरदर्शन लाइव प्रसारण भी कर रहे हैं। एक विशेष रूप से योग की गति के साथ, योग को सूर्य की गति के साथ योग करना, ये एक बहुत विशेष कार्यक्रम होगा। ऐसे ही आज़ादी का अमृत महोत्सव के निमित्त 75 आइकॉनिक लोकेशंस पर पूरे देश में बहुत बड़े बड़े कार्यक्रम हो रहे हैं। अपने माननीय आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी प्रमुख कार्यक्रम इस बार में मैसूर में पार्टिसिपेट करेंगे और बहुत उत्साह के साथ भारतवर्ष में और विश्व भर में योग दिवस के कार्यक्रम का आयोजन हो रहा है। और इसमें प्रत्येक बार की भांति इस बार भी मोक्षायतन योग संस्थान बहुत बड़े स्तर पर इसमें पढ़ रहे हैं। इस पावन अवसर पर मैं आयुष मंत्रालय की ओर से मोक्षायतन योग संस्थान को अपनी शुभकामनाएं देता हूं और स्वामी श्री पद्मश्री डॉक्टर भारत भूषण जी को मेरा प्रणाम भी कहता हूं। धन्यवाद, नमस्कार।
Thank you, Vaidya Rajesh Kotecha ji, Secretary, Ministry of Ayush, Government of India. Yoga is not at all a mere set of physical exercises or just a set of respiratory practices. It is a lifestyle that touches all the levels of human life. It is also a beautiful medium of soft diplomacy. On the initiative of our Honorable Prime Minister, Narendra Modi ji, United Nations, has declared 21st June as an International Day of Yoga, and world has accepted yoga with broader hands, hearts, and heads. Since the word yoga means to unite, so is the message and objective of this global yoga conference: to unite people, to unite world, and to bring it at the same platform of love, peace, and humanity. We are really, really honored to welcome His Excellency Mat Singh Rupanji, President of the Republic of Mauritius, at this Global Yoga Conference. During my deputation at Mauritius as a senior diplomat, I had the opportunity to work closely with His Excellency, and I have always witnessed a yogi in him, beautifully representing the yoga definitions from Bhagavad Gita, Yoga Karmasu Kaushala. Before we request His Excellency to kindly deliver his message, I wish to extend my heartfelt gratitude to his taking out time and for being a part of this global yoga conference organized by Mokshaitana Yoga Sansthan, supported by Ministry of Ayush and ICCR to benefit humanity at large. I request His Excellency to kindly deliver his message.
मोक्षदान योग संस्थान की अध्यक्ष स्वामी डॉक्टर भारत भूषण जी, माननीय श्री सर्बानंद सोनोवाल जी, आयुष मंत्री, भारतीय सांस्कृतिक परिषद के अध्यक्ष श्री विनय सहस्रा बुद्धि जी, श्री तुहिन कुमार जी, ICCR की महानिदेशक, आयुष की सचिव श्री वैद्या राजेश कुटीचा जी, योग संस्थान की निदेशिका आचार्य प्रतिष्ठा जी, distinguished delegates from various parts of the world, योग गुरुज और प्रेमियों, मॉरिशस की ओर से हमारा प्यार भरा नमस्कार। Greetings from the Republic of Mauritius. सभी को अंतर्राष्ट्रीय योगा दिवस की हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं। मैं भारत की 75वें स्वतंत्रता दिवस के अवसर पर भी सभी भारतवासियों को आज़ादी का अमृत महोत्सव की बधाई देता हूं। 2022 की इस विश्व योग सम्मेलन के उद्घाटन के लिए आपके साथ शामिल होकर मुझे बहुत खुशी की अनुभूति हो रही है। मैं मोक्षदान योग संस्थान की निदेशिका आचार्य प्रतिष्ठा जी को अपने निवेदन के लिए धन्यवाद देता हूं। मुझे यह बात जानकर बहुत खुशी हुई कि योग संस्थान इस साल अपने 50वें वर्षगांठ मना रहा है। तो मैं संस्थान को बहुत बधाई देता हूं और आशा करता हूं कि वे योग की मानवीय पहलू को दुनिया भर में फैलाते रहेंगे। Ladies and gentlemen, I feel indeed delighted to inaugurate the Global Yoga Conference 2022 organized by Mokshadan Yog Sansthan, the leading yoga institute of India, to mark the 8th International Day of Yoga. I thank the director, Acharya Pratishtha ji, for her kind invitation and commend her for the organization of this webinar on the importance of the practice of yoga. I'm glad to learn that Yog Sansthan, pioneer yoga institute of India with global reach, is celebrating its 50th anniversary this year. So, I would like to extend my heartfelt congratulations to the center and wish that it continues to spread the humanitarian aspects of yoga across the globe. Ladies and gentlemen, yoga is a priceless gift and forms part of ancient Indian civilization, which was even mentioned in the Vedas. In the true spirit of Vasudeva Kutumbakam, the science of self-yoga is destined to benefit humanity, the entire globe, without any discrimination. Mauritius shares common roots with India, and Indian civilization, of which yoga and spirituality are important components, is well known in Mauritius. In Mauritius, yoga has been taught by various visiting gurus and swamis as far back as the 1950s. But it is said that it was Swami Vivekananda of the Shivananda Ashram and Divine Life Society and disciple of the great Swami Shivananda of Rishikesh in the Himalayas, who actually introduced and democratized yoga in Mauritius. He trained a host of yoga instructors all around the island, and it is thanks to Swamiji that the practice of yoga has become a way of life of so many Mauritians of different origins, be it in towns and villages. Today, there are various centers across the island which are selflessly contributing in spreading the universal message of Vasudeva Kutumbakam and yoga for humanity as preached by the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi ji. We have also 8 Ayurvedic clinics across the island run by the Ministry of Health and Quality of Life. Ladies and gentlemen, humanity shall forever remain grateful to Sri Narendra Modi ji, who made the proposal for the introduction of yoga at the United Nations and for making the 21st June the International Day of Yoga. As he mentioned, yoga is an invaluable gift from our ancient tradition. It is the unity of mind and body, thought and action. A holistic approach valuable to our health and well-being. Yoga is not merely a physical exercise, but also a way to discover the sense of oneness with nature and the world. Since 2015, every year, on the 21st of June, the world has been celebrating the International Day of Yoga. And I'm glad to comment and note that the Indian embassies all over the world have been taking an active part in this celebration. Mauritius has also been regularly, every year, marking this important day at the highest level with a close collaboration of the Indian High Commission. Various ministries, the Ministry of Health and Quality of Life, the Ministry of Public Services, have been organizing various activities in this context. I myself, as former Minister of Arts and Culture, have been part of such events on a regular basis. And I'm glad to share with you that this year again, I shall, along with my spouse, join the upcoming National Yoga Sessions on the 21st June. This year, the event will be organized as the Apravasi iconic UNESCO World Heritage Site. The Ghat is akin to a place of pilgrimage and is an important symbol of Mauritian identity. It stands as a major historic testimony of the arrival of our forefathers as indentured laborers from different parts of India and holds deep sentimental values for our two brotherly nations. For us, it is a matter of great pride that yoga joined the UNESCO Intercultural Heritage List in December 2016, together with our local Bhojpuri Geet Gawai. We are proud to have been among those countries which strongly supported the nomination dossier during the 11th session of the Intergovernmental Committee for the Safeguarding of the Intangible Cultural Heritage of UNESCO held in Ethiopia. The high-level delegation, led by none other than the Minister of Arts and Culture, supported India in this endeavor. Ladies and gentlemen, the theme chosen this year by Sri Narendra Modi ji, Yoga for Humanity, is most fitting as it portrays how yoga has served humanity in mitigating sufferings during the COVID-19 pandemic. Indeed, yoga turned out to be a powerful tool to deal with the stress of uncertainty and isolation, as well as to maintain physical well-being. According to an impact study conducted by the Delhi Pharmaceutical Sciences and Research University, over 92% of COVID-19 patients who attended yoga classes during the lockdown period witnessed immediate improvement in overall symptoms. Simple yoga asanas and pranayama have proven to help boost our immune system, and people around the world have embraced yoga practice to stay healthy and rejuvenated, and also to fight social isolation. It is worth mentioning that on 19th April last, the Director General of the WHO, while acknowledging the potential of traditional medicines practices, proceeded on the on-site launch of the new WHO Global Center for Traditional Medicine in Jamnagar, Gujarat, along with Modi ji. I wish to highlight that the Prime Minister of Mauritius, Honorable Pravin Kumar Jagnnath, who attended the ceremony, announced the construction of the Ayush Center of Excellence, which will include a state-of-the-art traditional treatment hospital. I am pleased to share that this project is well on track. I also wish to share with you that with the support of the Indian authorities, the Ayush chair at the University of Mauritius, we are currently working on the setting up of an Ayurvedic garden at the State House. Here, I need to acknowledge the immense contribution of the Indira Gandhi Center for Indian Culture under the leadership of the then director, Acharya Pratishtha, and Indian High Commission for having forwarded our requests to the Ministry of Ayush, which agreed to provide its full support to the project. I hereby extend our heartfelt gratitude to the Indian government and the Ayush Ministry for their invaluable support. Ladies and gentlemen, as I end my speech, let us pledge through this symbolical yet important gathering to spread the message of peace and well-being to the entire world through the practice of yoga. With this word, I hope that this conference will come forward with different resolutions and solutions for diversified threats to humanity. I thank you for your kind attention.
I am really grateful to His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Mauritius, for accepting our invitation and for joining us. As His Excellency beautifully said, that world will always remain thankful to our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, who has given yoga to the entire world, and today whole world is practicing yoga. I once again, and I believe that this is the power of yoga, which means this is the power of peace, love, humanity, that we all are together, though we are in different countries, but still together at this one single platform of Global Yoga Conference. So, with the feeling of gratitude, I once again thank His Excellency for his inaugural address. Now I request Vandaniya Gurudev Swami Dr. Bharat Bhushan ji, whose entire life is devoted to yoga and humanity, who is the first ever yogi to receive Padma Award in the field of yoga back in 1991, who has received several honors for his services, including Lifetime Achievement Award from AIMS, Awad Samman, one of the high honor from state government, Modern Vivekanand, Arjun Shri, and Pratap Shri of India, International Honor of Global Gem of Yoga, and many other honors, who is the first ever yogi to be enlisted among 50 high and mighty people of India today. And of course, who is the one who conceptualized and initiated the International Yoga Festival back in 1990. I request Vandaniya Gurudev, without whom nothing is possible, without whose blessings nothing is possible. I request Vandaniya Gurudev to kindly bless us with his words of wisdom.
Hari Om. First of all, I welcome all pious souls from different parts of the country, different parts of the world as well. In this series, I am very grateful and I welcome the blessed soul, His Excellency Chirag Singh Rupam, the President of Mauritius, Secretary Ayush, Shri Rajesh Kotecha ji, Director General of ICCR, Kumar Tuhin ji, Director of Murai Desai National Institute of Yoga for long, with all his skills, Shri Ishwar Basavareddy ji, convener of the event, Acharya Pratishtha ji. Time is very short and the tale is too long. Still, the theme of this year's International Day of Yoga speaks for itself. Yoga is for humanity. When Maharishi Patanjali gave us Yoga Darshana, then in the beginning, yoga was introduced as a tool to control the mind. Chitta vritti nirodha. For this, body was the tool, mind was living in it. So we exercised through different 8 limbs of yoga to control the modifications of mind to give it a right direction. But when finally, after reaching a particular stage of samadhi, when people asked, what is yoga? Then introduction of yoga chitta vritti nirodha was not given. The definition changed, and it was well said that yoga samadhi. Samadhi is yoga. Bliss is yoga. At first level, at first stage of yogic journey, it is up to body and mind, but at top level, it is raso vaisa, yoga samadhi, and through samadhi, we reach the destination of raso vaisa, the divine and divinity. Same is here. In 2015, with the restless efforts of our visionary yogi Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, entire world accepted yoga to be applied and accepted by all. And International Day of Yoga as 21st June, because this is a combination of 2 + 1, 3. Tremekatra Sanyama, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesha. Tridosha are to be balanced. And finally, on 21st of June, sun is closest to earth and it can give maximum energy to this world. So 21st of June was decided. When at Murad Desai National Institute of Yoga and at Ayush Ministry, we prepared the protocol, common protocol for entire world. Then we had to keep so many things in mind. What can be the easiest way to serve yoga for all? So risk-free practices were introduced. Practices for a disease-free body, practices for a calm mind, practices for a flexible personality, practices for balance were given. But after 7 years, there should be a change. And that change is also given by our Prime Minister. He said, yoga for humanity. Yoga is not just for my body. Now, in 7 years, I should have trained myself to understand what yoga is in real sense. Very few people know, especially at least I do know, that when this concept was introduced in UNO, the concept was that we can transform the world not through weapons, not through guns, not through violence, not through these trivial victories, but we can win the heart of people. We can transform the mind of people. We can give a thought process to the world to come closer, to feel concern, to be in love, to be in cooperation, and to establish the humanitarian values, to awaken this thought process in each and every nation and each and every individual of the world, so that we can make this world a beautiful place to live in. In these 7 years, now the changed situation is before us. India is dominant only because world could understand that India thinks for all. India loves all. India cares for all. India thinks for well-being of the world. With the concept of Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinas Sarve Santu Niramaya, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhave. India has a vision that we are the son of divine, we are the children of divine, and this entire globe is our family. Yatra Vishwam Bhavatyeka Needam. This entire world is a globe. It is a nest for us, and we reside in it. So we can't take liberty of paining others. And this was the examination time, the last 2 years of more than 2 years rather, of Corona pandemic, when this theme of yoga for humanity could be well understood by all. I do well recollect that all were confined for undeclared curfew in their homes. And we could not even move out of our houses. But then also we continued thinking, and the process went on. We could think that the entire world is worried and no vaccine is there. People are dying. People are being isolated. Several are dying because of this COVID, and many are dying because of being detached from the society. That time, we were in our labs, Mokshayatan, Yoga Sansthan, with the active cooperation of all medical sciences, may it be Ayurveda, may it be naturopathy, may it be homeopathy, may it be modern science of medicine, all work together. And we could give management of COVID-19 through yoga to our government, to Honorable PM, to Honorable President, and to public at large. And the result speaks that so many people survived only because they continued practicing prescribed yoga and yogic pranayams. They practiced applied foods as suggested by our Ministry of Ayush. And we just spent our hands. We went to people with wider hands to accept them, to help them. We could cooperate with each other. None was left alone. Every man could give half of his plate to another one to meet his requirement. And this love for humanity brought a great change, because we experienced it in not only Mokshayatan Yoga Sansthan's life, but all yogic institutes of India, all centers of excellence, all institutions of public service. They were blessed with helping hands, with this opinion only, that yoga is for humanity. If we don't think of humanity and we are confined to ourselves only, what to say of yogi, we are not even authorized to call ourselves men or human beings. This year, this concept has to be practiced more deeply. Another thing that I would like to speak here is that yoga calls for protection of its sanctity. Everybody knows that yoga is India's gift to entire world. Bharat, because when yoga was given, that time India didn't exist. It was a very big country and known as Bharatvarsha. So this Bharatvarsha, which is called India today, is the motherland of yoga science. So people of the world are not wrong if they expect anything new, if they expect solutions to their problems, if they expect new researches and advancement in yogic practices from India, they are not wrong. They should expect it, because we have given this science, so entire responsibility is ours to enrich it, to keep it enriched, and moreover, give competent teachers, competent yoga practitioners to the world. And it can only happen when sanctity of yoga, originality of yoga is maintained. There's a threat of ignorance to this science, because the organs are being called yoga. The limbs are being called yoga. The limbs of an individual cannot be called by his name. That way, we have to make it clear to people that we may practice any limb of yoga, but it is still a limb. But when we apply yoga as lifestyle to our lives, then it becomes a perfect science. These are few points that should be kept in mind when our experts from different parts of the world, yoga gurus from different parts of the world, will be giving their discourses, and will certainly value them. But at the same time, we have to keep in mind that sanctity of the science has to be maintained. And necessity is the mother of invention. It has ever been known. Even when this Mokshayatan Yoga Sansthan was found, because I was practicing yoga and I felt joy in sharing. So it took, my effort took the form of Mokshayatan Yoga Sansthan. I felt joy in sharing, that things went on continuously. But the experiments and the experience told us that it is something half-hearted or something remaining to be completed. So the yogi aspect of Lord Shiva was well introduced, no doubt, but the Nataraj aspect of Shiva was still remaining. So then the necessity gave us those pious souls in form of Acharya, Pratishtha, and so many other disciples, that introduced Bharat College of Performing Arts. And then it got a complete form when we found Yogiraj Shiva and Nataraj Shiva being accepted and disseminated into everyday life at same place in same ashram. Later, I experienced that yoga in the beginning, because sick people used to come, spoiled youth used to come. I used to apply yoga in different prisons and different institutions, but I found that I should work on younger generation, on growing children, and then perfect yogis could be developed with their sanskaras, yoga sanskaras at initial stage. Then academies were also established so that we may have a raw material from them and we can give it a good shape. We are continuously in process of evolution. 50th years we have entered, and this is so good that such pious souls are in front of me. They are giving us their holy company, filled with their wisdom, with their experience to enrich this effort, because yoga is not for me. No, yoga is not for Mokshayatan or for a particular institution of India or abroad, but it is for humanity. We have to enrich this concept this year and we have to proceed further. I thank you all once again, and especially the guests, because a lot more is to be done. They have to look after several events, global events rather. But even out of your so busy a schedule, President of Mauritius could spare time for us. Secretary Ayush could spare time for us. Mr. Tuhin, whom I see as a very awakened yoga practitioner, in single meeting, I could peep into him. And same way, Mr. Ishwar Reddy and Secretary of Ayush, Dr. Kotecha ji, and all who have joined this inaugural session from different corners of this world, this beautiful earth. I welcome them all. And I feel myself blessed that my small dedication could make you gather at this beautiful event. Thank you all. God bless you all. Hari Om.
Thank you, Vandini Gurudev, for your words of wisdom and for your blessings. As the director of Mokshayatan Yog Sansthan, I am thankful to all the dignitaries, His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Mauritius, to Secretary Ayush, to Honorable DG ICCR, to Director Murarji Desai National Institute of Yoga, to Dr. Radha Kisunji, President of the Association of Ayurvedic Physicians, who have joined us from Mauritius, and to Mr. Dheeraj from Gopio, and all the dignitaries who have joined us today. I'm extremely thankful to Ministry of Ayush and to ICCR for their support. I'm thankful to Mokshaitan's media team and digital and technical team, and to each and everyone who has helped us in organizing this event. Now, let us have a look at the esteemed speakers joining us for this Global Yoga Conference from different corners of the world. From 15th till 17th, they will be conducting these sessions and also witness a beautiful Kathak performance by Sri Hemant Panwarji and Srimati Vaishali Panwarji from Canada.
Namaste. This is Ginny Malika Chen from Taiwan. I'm very honored and pleasure to participate in this Global Yoga Conference. Thanks to Mokshatam Yoga Sansthan of your invitation.
Namaste. I am very honored to be in this great event.
नमस्ते, मैं डॉक्टर कोमल चंद्र राधाकृष्ण, मोक्षायतन योग संस्थान आचार्य प्रतिष्ठा स्वामी भरत भूषण जी को अपनी तथा समस्त मॉरिशस वासियों की ओर से हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं और और योग दिवस के बधाई। इस 8वें योग दिवस का विषय है योग और मानवता। ऋग्वेद के एक मंत्र में यह कहा गया है कि मनुर्भव। योग ही एक सर्वश्रेष्ठ प्रक्रिया है जिससे मानवता की आधारशिला बनती है। धन्यवाद।
Good day. This is Nisha, Dr. Nishantri Govender. I am a South African doctor coming from a wonderful family of passionate doctors. I'm currently practicing in Ireland. I have integrated the ancient healing arts with Western medicine, traveled to India and China to study and research this ancient wisdom, studying under several masters, including Acharya Pratishtha ji, and now I am privileged to share some of this knowledge and experience with you.
Hello, namaste. My name is Karuna Mai, and it's been 22 years that I'm studying yoga. I'm a somatic psychotherapist and a yoga teacher for 11 years now. For the international conference, I want to expose the path of Pratishtha yoga through a more therapeutic approach. So please join and let's learn together. See you soon.
Om Namah Shivaya, Jai Sri Ram. Welcome to the International Day of Yoga's Global Yoga Conference. My name is Swami Bodhicitta. Our we're going to be giving is on Introduction to Kriya Yoga. So I welcome you to join me.
Namaskar, I am Syed Tanvir Nasreen, Director of the Indian Cultural Center at Maldives. And on the occasion of the International Day of Yoga, I want to congratulate everyone and extend my heartfelt greetings for a healthy world.
With this, we declare the conference open. I'm again thankful to all the dignitaries for joining us. Let's wind up this beautiful inaugural event with Shanti Path. Om Dau Shantirantariksha Shanti Prithvi Shantirapah Shantiroshadayah Shanti Vanaspatayah Shantirvishwe Deva Shanti Brahma Shanti Sarvagwam Shanti Shanti Reva Shanti Sama Shanti Redhi Om Shanti 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 Om. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.